Okay, sit yourself onto the lift and then come into a good cross-legged position, and then just sit in cross legs and have a little wriggle about. Make sure that you feel even at the seat bones. So look for levelness at the seat bones. Just have a little wriggle about and then hold onto your knees. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Look down at the floor. Just look at the floor, look at something that doesn't move, and fill your lungs from the bottom to the top and empty them from the top to the bottom without forcing the breath, just allowing the breath to be. Just see how it feels to fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. Just gently does it, so especially for you, Andrew. And from the top of the lungs to the bottom of the lungs with the out breath. Look at something that doesn't move so that your eyes remain still in the sockets. Just focus on filling the lungs and emptying them. And then bring your hands into Namaste. Lengthen your armpits into your elbows into the heels of your hands, the heels of your hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. Just focusing on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, emptying them from the top to the bottom. And with an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. And release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, the palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. A gesture of wisdom, of physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. And then raise your head. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and hold onto your knees. Elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation And then turn to the right side. Drawing your abdomen across and your ribs and your shoulders, just observing how the pose feels for you, observing where there is resistance. So if you had some time off, there's going to be plenty of resistance, so just respect the resistance. Even if you haven't had plenty of time off, there can still be plenty of resistance, so just acknowledge it. Come back to the center. Take a deep inhalation, and with an exhalation, turn to the left. Push the back hand into the floor, roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Draw the abdomen across, use the out breath to intensify the turn. Just acknowledging the sensation of the pose. Listen to the breath. And then gently come back to the centre. Just come off your lift and sit back on your heels. Just sit back on your heels for a moment. Just feel that your shins can sink into the ground. Just feel how the legs respond to the position. Just let the legs soften into the pose, almost like you let go of the leg muscles for a moment. That you let the body just sink into the floor. So sinking isn't necessarily the action that we necessarily want to employ on a long-term basis for yoga, but just let the legs just really soften into the floor. And then really consciously press the shin bone into the shin skin. The shin bones into the shin skin, so that the thighs activate. Pick up the abdomen, lift the abdomen up towards the diaphragm up towards the collarbone, and then come forwards, hinging at the hips. Keep the head lifted, stretch your arms out in front, spread your arms. Come forward, spreading the fingers, spreading the palms, pushing back onto your heels, and then gently bring the forehead down. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Listening to the breath. Turning the tailbone in. If it feels restrictive in your chest, then have a block underneath your head. Otherwise, just observe the sensation of the pose. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, come up into dog down. If you're not doing dog down, then do dandasana. Activate your legs, whichever pose you were doing. Activate the legs, tighten the kneecaps. Press the fronts of the knees through to the backs of the knees. Lift the fronts of the thighs up towards the tops of the legs. Just feel how the legs open up at the backs. Extend the chest away from the legs. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. And then step your feet forwards. Just come up into a standing position. Have some blocks for your hands. And then bring your feet as wide apart as your mat. Bring your feet as wide apart as the mat. Just ensuring, excuse me, that your toes are in line with each other. Your hands on your hips. And hit the heels out to the sides of the mat so that you feel the heel touching the edge of the mat. Feel that the little toes are also touching the edge of the mat. Tighten the kneecaps. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Lift the chest. Gather the shoulder blades together. Just be cautious of opening your chest, Andrew, but just feel that openness. And then hinge at the hips, keeping the back straight as you come forwards, keeping the head lifted as you come forwards. Lifting the head, lifting the chest. And then reaching down to find the blocks, come onto the fingertips. Just breathe in, through the nose, out through the nose. Lifting the fronts of the thighs up, turning the fronts of the thighs inwards. Picking the seat bones up, projecting the chin and the chest forwards. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Feel that the legs are working evenly. So that maybe doesn't come straight away. So just try and find some levelness activating within the legs. Bring the blocks down to underneath your hand. Bring the blocks lower if you can, but stay at the top lift if there's any problems with your back. If you can go down to the floor, then do. Again, just stay in higher if you've got back problems. Just keep hitting your legs back so that your weight is underneath your heels. Projecting the chin and the chest forwards. And then bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into Tadasana. So have the hands, so have the feet together, have the hands stretching down to the floor, the fingertips stretching down to the floor. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Consciously hit your legs back so that your weight goes into your heels. Just listen to the breath. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest, and then step or jump the feet nice and wide. And then just bring your hands onto your hips for a second. Turn your left toes in slightly. And then pick up the heel of the right foot and swing the heel in line with your toes so that that heel comes in line with the toes. If you've got stiff hips, you can come forwards even more beyond the toes, but heel on toes. So the classic position is heel on instep, but heel on toes is even better. Turn the fronts of the thighs from the big toe side to the little toe side. So especially with the front leg, but really activating that back leg as well. Your hands on your hips, lift up into your chest, and then just come over to the side. Try and maintain length in this right side as you come over. Keep that back leg really firm, like you're pushing the heel into a wall. Reach down, find the shin, Turn the chest up to face the ceiling. Draw the top shoulder towards the back of the room. And then reach up, look up if you can. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Turning the fronts of the legs from the inside out. Turning the thigh from the big toe side to the little toe side, especially that back leg. Keep that back leg really firm. Come back to the centre. Swap the feet around, turn the right toes in. And again, pick up the heel of the left foot, swing it in line with the toes. And then just face the front. Activate the legs, tighten the thighs. Turn the thighs outwards, especially the front leg, this left leg. Activate that back leg as well. Try and keep this length long here as you come over. Finding the shin, reach down. Turn the front of the leg from the big toe to the little toe. Turn the abdomen to the ceiling. The chest to the ceiling. Just reach down. Turning the chest, keeping that back leg really firm. Just listening to the breath. And then come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together, just come back into Tadasana. Just give me a little indication. Thumbs up, sideways, down. Okay, good, yeah. Just lift up into the chest. Just breathe into the lungs. Just listen to the breath. Stretch your arms out in front, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands and turn the palms all the way out. And then raise your arms over your head. Squeeze the outer elbows in. Push the palms to the ceiling. Draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Release your arms. Swap the interlock of the fingers. Turn the palms all the way out. Raise the arms over your head. And then gently release your arms and come back into Tadasana. Just lift the chest. Feel how the shoulders have warmed themselves up. Turn the palms all the way out. Rotate the upper arms in the sockets. Again, just focusing on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. Emptying them from the top to the bottom. Letting the breath be free. Trying not to over extend it. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards your chest and then step or jump. Go wide with your legs. Try and have your heels on the back edge of your mat. So nice and wide for prasarita, padottanasana, and then consciously turn your toes in and straighten your legs. Tighten the kneecaps. Consciously turn the fronts of the thighs inwards like you do in Tadasana for this pose, because this is a forward bend. Lift the abdomen from the bottom of the abdomen to the top, to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. Wing your elbows towards each other behind you. Just be gentle in the chest. if there's any restriction, and then come forwards, hinge at the hips, hinging at the hips, keeping the head lifted, and then reach down to the floor. If you can't reach the floor, then use the blocks that we used in half uttanasana. Keep the head lifted, fingertips light on the floor, hit the legs back so that your weight goes into your heels. Consciously turn the fronts of your thighs inwards so that you can pick up the seat bones. There's probably a lot of restriction if you haven't done this for a little while, but just enjoy that. It's an affirmation of existence. Lift the chest. Keep the head lifted. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Are you okay, Andrew? Yeah. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Try and lift from the ankles up to the knees, up to the hips on both legs. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Let the breath be soft. Let the jaw be soft. Let the tongue be soft. Okay, bring the palms down onto the floor, bend your knees, and then step or jump your feet back together, and then come back into Tadasana. And lift up into the chest. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And then raise your arms up. So I'm going to have to go sideways so I've run out of ceiling height. Have your arms parallel to each other preferably. Hit the legs back so that your weight is in your heels. Tuck the tailbone in. Draw the belly button to the spine. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm. Draw the lower ribs towards the spine. Lift from the hips into the armpits. Shoulders into the palms. Keeping the shoulders away from your ears. And then gently release. Just come down onto the floor and come into supta baddangulyasana. So down into supta baddangulyasana, laying down on your back. Have the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall apart. Have blocks for underneath your thighs if you need to support the hips, if it's uncomfortable in the hips. Otherwise, just lay directly down onto the floor with your hands on your lower ribs. And focus on filling your lungs from the bottom to the top. Filling your lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom. As you inhale, feel the chest naturally expand and contract with the out breath. Just take as deep breaths as your body will currently permit. If there's no restrictions, then really deepen the breath. Spend as long with the out breath as with the in breath. But if there are restrictions in the chest, then just breathe, just gently but with focus. Not overworking the breath. Just resting your lower back into the floor. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Lift, listening to the breath. And then when you're ready, draw your knees together. Have the knees together and the feet apart for a moment. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, just a gentle massage on the spine. And then roll onto your right side. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. And then get yourself a belt and sit directly on the floor. If sitting directly on the floor doesn't work for you, if you sink in the chest, then sit on folded blanket or sit on a lift. Sit on a folded blanket or on the cushion that you sat on at the beginning of the session, or on the blocks that you sat on at the beginning of the session. Have the feet about hip width apart to start off with. Tighten the kneecaps. Draw the fronts of the thighs all the way up to the top of the leg and turn the legs from the little toe side to the big toe side. Draw the inner knees down to the floor. Get your belt and then just lasso the belt around your feet. Push the belt around the ball joint of the foot, so you can't quite see my foot. So the ball joint of the foot is just the top part of the foot. And then hold onto the belt. Not like a death grip, not like this, but just hold on between the index finger and the thumb. But hold with firmness. With gentle firmness. Pull on the belt, push the feet into the belt. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. And then lift up into the chest. If the seat bones don't feel even, then just address that unevenness. Aim to sit evenly on both seat bones. You can bring the feet together slightly, so you bring the big toes together, the heels still apart because you're turning the fronts of the legs inwards. Lift up into the chest, rolling onto the front edge of the seat bones. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just cross the belt over so it stays in place and then raise your arms up to the ceiling. Try not to lose the action of the legs. It's easy to lose the action of the legs, isn't it? Especially in the kneecaps. Press the kneecaps through to the backs of the knees. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lift from the hips into the armpits, into the palms. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Just listening to the sound of the inhalation and the exhalations. Everything okay? Okay, Abigail?
Yeah, I need to leave early, so I'm just going to do shavasana and then go.
Okay, all right. And then release. Release your arms. Go back to the belt. Roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lift up into the chest. Draw your shoulders down, away from your ears. And then just a little bit at a time. If you've got a bad back, then just stay at this stage. If you don't, then you can just gently shorten the distance between the belt and your feet. But lift the abdomen away from the legs. Lift the abdomen up to the diaphragm, up to the collarbone. So just a little bit at a time. Just coming forwards, lifting the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. So if you can reach around your feet, then do, but just really gently. Don't overdo it, Andrew. Just gently, just observe the physical body. Let the physical body guide the pose, not the ego. The ego always wants to go into the pose more deeply. Just observe what the body is telling you and never ignore it. Okay, and then gently come back to the center and then just come into cross legs. Come into cross legs and hold onto the knees. Pull on the knees so that you can roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Lifting the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side. Drawing your abdomen across, your ribs and your shoulders. And then come back to the center. Hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, lifting from the abdomen to the diaphragm. And then turn to the left. Digging the backhand into the floor, rotating the abdomen, the chest, the shoulders, just keeping the neck soft. Try not to do the turn with your head. Do it with the shoulders and the ribs and the abdomen. Okay, and then gently come back to the center. Just come into baddangulyasana. Soles of the feet together and then get hold of the big toes. Get hold of the big toes and lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone. Rolling onto the front edge of the seat bone. Sometimes it helps to hold onto the shins rather than the big toes. Depends on how long your arms are, I always think. So if you've got plenty of space in the chest, then hold on to the big toes. Breathe in through your nose and out through the nose. Listen to the breath. Feel your lungs from the bottom to the top. Empty them from the top to the bottom. Okay, and then gently bring your knees together and then stretch your legs out. Let's come back down onto your back and then just come down onto your back, have the soles of the feet close to the seat bones and then let the head rest down into the floor. Just press the feet firmly into the ground. Feel where the sacrum spine is and press that into the ground. Draw the belly button towards the spine. So there's going to be, when the sacrum is flat on the ground, there's going to be the natural curvature of your lumbar. But try and draw the belly button to the spine. You won't get the lumbar down, but you can draw the abdomen to the spine to protect the lumbar. Listen to the breath. And then just soften. Just let the legs soften. Let the hips soften. Let the body soften into the floor. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then pull your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just gentle massage on the spine. And then roll over onto your right side. Straighten out your top leg, come back up into the seated position. So, for the last pose of Shavasana, maybe you might want to cover yourself up, you might want to cover your feet at least. Just lay yourself down in a really good straight line with a folded blanket underneath your head. So have a folded blanket underneath your head, making sure that it's folded evenly. Just making sure you're in a really good straight line, and then just allow the legs to fall apart. Lay down into the ground and let the muscles actively relax. Unhook the muscles from the arms and the legs, unhook them from the bones. Just listen to the sound of the in-breath, the sound of the out-breath. Allowing the body to gently release into the ground. Let the body become heavy. And observe how that heaviness becomes a sensation of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones, radiating from the bones and into the muscles. Radiating from the bones and into the muscles, radiating positive energy into the organs. Radiating into the organs and into the flesh and the skin. When you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And then bend your knees, bring your knees in towards your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just bring yourself into cross legs with the hands in the masti, a final spinal lift. Draw the breath in through your nose down into your abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you released through your practice this morning, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the forward bends and the twists bring to the body and to the mind. Just drawing your breath down into the abdomen to find your energy. And then draw your chin forwards and down to make contact with the chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside, around the heart area. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and allow the focus to gently come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you've lifted your energy, you've given yourself a good stretch, especially if it's the first time that you've been back for a little while, and you've given yourself good energy to put into your day. So